My name is Vir, and I'm an SSL player. If you enjoy this type of content, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. I've also launched a Patreon for coaching and replay analysis, so if you're interested in hitting that next rank or hitting SSL, then be sure to check that out. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so we are looking at a Diamond 3, Division 3, 1v1 player at the moment, so if you're around that rank, lower or higher, there should be some valuable information in this for you. Okay, so starting off, we are on the kickoff. Let's see what kind of kickoff we do. Looks like a good speed flip. However, it unfortunately does not beat our opponent. So let's take a look at that kickoff again. Okay, so it's important when you go for kickoff. This is for 1s, 2s, and 3s, no end of the playlist. A lot of the time people side flip into the ball, and this can be very detrimental to actually losing the kickoff. So a good thing to do is try and flip into the ball, flip forward and diagonal. It can be very useful for actually pushing it into your opponent's half and getting past him on the kickoff. Let's see if the kickoff improves. I see another goal in the timeline, so I'm assuming, yep, another side flip and another lost kickoff. Kickoff goals are more prevalent in 1s, but it's always a useful skill to have in 2s and 3s as well. So this time kickoff's a little better. Opponent does a bit of a weaker kickoff. We're jumping early. Okay, so in this situation, I think this jump is okay. However, I think it's too much of a commit onto the ball. So it would be, you're better off doing like a small little jump, and he's looking up at the ball and he's focused on air dribbling, so there's a good chance he thinks you're flying up for it if you do a little jump, but you immediately turn and go back. So yeah, what this looks like is you do a little jump here to make him think that you're going up for it, and then you immediately stick back to the ground, and then we take a quick rotation back. However, we stay kind of underneath and in line with the ball. Like, we don't want to go all the way back, because then you're giving him too much space to kind of do whatever he wants all the way up to your goal. And this is kind of where defensive shadowing comes in. Like, you want to stay around where he is air dribbling to make sure you can contest him at any moment when you see an opportunity to. So again, like, our recovery isn't good here, and we committed too much on the jump, and he kind of has a free ball here to do whatever he likes. We're in a very bad position here. Luckily he screws it up and we get possession, but just to keep in mind, a lot of the time you're better off not committing, just doing a small little bait jump and then turning around, shadowing and driving back, because let me tell you, attacking is hard, you know? And a lot of the time, especially in 1s, you're just going to be able to get free goals from your opponent screwing up their attack, and there is nothing wrong with getting those goals. They are good, and a lot of 1s players like have their playstyle revolving around this, so very important. Now we're heading back again. Okay, yeah, so when we jump here, we are... Yeah, so when... I feel like Cube's issue in this game, so far, what I'm seeing is he's too readable. Like, he's giving himself away too much. We saw it with the jump before, and we're seeing it with this jump again. So instead of jumping here, you can literally just sit and wait on the wall. And this is going to force Jackson, his opponent, to... You know, he has to turn here in order to shadow, right? And if he wants to contest this, he has to turn. If we literally just sit on the wall here with the ball and kind of follow the ball along the wall, at any moment we can just smack it up and then we're past Jackson if he decides to turn or if he shadows poorly. So staying in control of the ball and being ready to put it past him instead of showing our hand, you know, it's like poker. If you show your hand, you're immediately at disadvantage because everyone knows what your game plan is. So it's the same thing. Always try and stay in a position of power when you're in the game. You want to have control and possession. As soon as you give that away or show that you're going to give it away, you're giving them an opportunity to immediately take it off of you. And a smart player will see it, and just like that, you're losing your possession and you're getting attacked. That's a good little turn to bait him into passing to you. So now we get possession back. We get boost. We're jumping again. Yeah, again, very similar to what we just saw before. Another jump, very predictable, and we don't really have much play to make out of it. And so he literally just turns and he takes it off of us, you know? He doesn't even need to shadow here. It's just a free ball, you know? There's no reason to shadow, need to do anything. He just sees it, he sees an opportunity, he sees an opening, and he just turns and he takes it. So make sure we stay close to the ball, keep possession, keep control, and make sure we don't do plays that push the ball too far away from us and give the enemies opportunity. Kind of similar, didn't take control, but we still have possession. This is a good play. It's unfortunate it didn't work. Demos and air dribbles are very good in 1v1, so just a mechanical error, but I'm more than happy to see him going for that. Okay, bit of a poor kickoff. However, we do get possession, so it turns out to be a very good kickoff in the end. We missed a boost, but we do have possession. Okay, I would like to see a little bit more awareness. All it takes is a little camera flick to the side to see exactly what your opponent's thinking and doing. Because right now you don't actually see what's happening. He could be about to contest you. And let me tell you, if he slams into this ball from the side right now, then he's getting a free goal, 100%. That's just pinching right into your net. So always useful to keep an eye on your opponent when you can. Just take a little flick of the thumbstick and see what's happening. We don't do this, and we maintain possession, but now we're in an unfavorable position. Get possession back. Go for a demo play. I like this. Not the best mechanical display here. I think just driving forward, turning into the ball was probably a free goal here, or at least continued aggression. But we give it away and we get scored on again, so. I'd like to see a little more, just another point about shadowing. I'd like to see a little bit more aggressive shadowing here. So, you know, we're coming back. The shadowing's okay, because it's after kickoff, we don't really have much of a choice for position. But I would like to see Cube turning in here. So if you want to shadow effectively, what you want to be doing is you want to actually, you don't want to just be going back in this linear line, right? Because it just, again, it's very predictable and it leaves this portion of your goal open to attack. So you want to stay away from just having this linear path. What you want to do instead is you want to have a path like this. So let's say we're shadowing. You want to cut in, and you kind of want to cut and weave like this. And every time that you weave in, it makes the opponent think that you're going to challenge. And in any one of these weaves, it's possible that he's just going to give away possession and flick it. Or he's going to shoot, or he's going to do something that's unfavorable for him, and it's going to give you possession afterwards. So when you're shadowing, be sure to cut and weave, and don't just keep that linear path, alright? Don't worry too much about mechanical mistakes. Those are things that, you know, will improve over time. It's more important to think about game sense and plays that you can control most of the time, you know? Everyone screws up their mechanics, but being in control of the game is what's very important. Okay, I think this is good pressure. We need to immediately be taking the boost. Okay, so we're missing aggression here. When you attack, you got to look at everything that you can do. So if we take a quick look here, what are our options, you know? So what Cube chose to do is he chose to immediately rotate back and kind of take a defensive stance. You know, he's lost possession and he wants to go into defense, basically. What I would do, and what is much better, is since he's committed on the ball, I would go I'd take this path, right? And when I reach this point here, I need to decide whether the opponent is going to get a quick or easy attack on me, you know, get a free goal. Or if he's struggled with this play, then what I can do is I can actually go longer. I can steal his boost here, and then I can rotate back into the play and I can defend with full boost and he has 0. And then he's going to probably blunder his attack and we're going to get a free goal. So always think about what you can do once you've lost possession, because I guarantee you there's more than just the standard lose possession, rotate back and get boost. There's always different plays you can do. But it's also important to not overcommit on a play that's going to put you out of position. So that's why I'm saying when you reach this point here, it's important to assess the situation and see if you can go for this extra play, or if you have to immediately, you know, start rotating back and just pick up pads along the way, you know, here, and continue defending. So just something to look out for when you're playing your games. Okay, I would like to see a little jump here, as we talked about before. Kind of pressuring and not committing. So he's going out for an aerial play. One of the best ways to bait an aerial play into, you know, either attacking fast or pushing the ball too far away or giving away possession is to do a little mini jump kind of where you're at, you know. Not too high that you're out of the play for too long. Just like a tiny little short jump, and they get that sound cue on their end, you know. And they think that you might be going up to contest them, so they push the ball closer to scoring. And a lot of the time, like in this situation, he's willingly just kind of pushed the ball far away from himself. But, you know, a better player is going to keep it closer. And this is what you want. You know, you want him to push the ball far away so you can go up for that contest. Back on the kickoff. Okay, yeah, this is a goal. So, what we don't want to be doing on kickoff, this is more for ones and not for twos and threes. For twos it applies, for threes not really. So once you've gone for kickoff, what you need to be thinking about, you know, in this situation that we just saw, like we can see what this guy's doing, you know. He is deciding that right now he's turning, you know, to make a play on our goal. So taking this long rotation back is it's just bad. It's unfavorable for us. So again, it's like taking a moment to assess the situation here and seeing what's happening, you know? So at this moment, Cube should be seeing if his opponent is going to turn and attack or if his opponent is going to go for the boost. If his opponent goes for the boost, then he can also go for the boost. However, if his opponent is turning in to midfield and is planning on scoring, then he also needs to turn into midfield and shadow and defend. So it's very important to continually assess the situation when something happens and think about how you need to respond to what's happening if you don't have possession. Okay. Unfortunate mechanically. There's lots of ways to attack. You know, I'll cover this very quickly. So, I think one of the best ways to attack is just, you know, this is no mechanics. Doesn't require any mechanics, it can be done any rank. When we're in this position and we have possession, what you can actually do is you can just hit the ball diagonally, and this applies anywhere on the pitch, okay? And it's kind of to do with shadowing and attacking. So if you hit the ball diagonally and you're in possession, what you can do is you can cut and weave aggressively and offensively. So like this. You stay on this path beside, and you keep cutting and weaving, kind of like shadowing, but it does the opposite effect. What this does is when he is shadowing like this, he follows this path to shadow you as you're cutting and weaving, right? And every time you cut in, there's a chance that you're going to shoot on his net, so he has to continue down this line and he has to decide whether or not you're actually committing on the ball, and you're kind of constantly faking him out if you do this. And eventually, what you'll see is, as he goes down this line, and you're continually cutting and weaving, he eventually leaves the back portion of his goal open to attack. So kind of when you reach this point here, if he's still not contested, you just cut in and you slam it in the back of the net, and it's a free goal. And this can be done at any rank, doesn't require a lot of mechanics at all, and it's one of the best ways to attack. Flakes does it a lot, and I would recommend learning how to do it, and doing it all the time at once. Very useful. It's okay, aggression. Unfortunately, they don't get the ball there. This is just poor shadowing. Again, not really assessing what his opponent's doing at this point. Like, I would love to see, I think for Cube, I would love to see him kind of watching his opponent more, you know? I feel like he's watching the ball too much, not really paying attention to his opponent's movements. You know, he has line of sight, he can see what his opponent's doing, but I feel like he's focused on the ball and focused on how he is going to attack, and not actually assessing how it's going in the game for both him and his opponent. Because his opponent's closer to the ball, his opponent's in control, and yet he's going up on the wall and acting as if he's about to attack. So yeah, just a complete misread on the situation. This can only be changed by paying more attention to your opponent, what he's doing, what he has, and where he's planning on going. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, good kickoff. We get boost, we get possession, this is excellent. Now again, we could cut and weave here, as I said before. But that is a very nice attack, a very nice breezy flick by Cube there. Very impressive play for a diamond, I must say. Very mechanical. Okay, choose to shoot here. I think that's fine. Unfortunate miss. This is kind of poor. Yeah, so again, we kind of play our cards here. Like, I don't see any... So this is another time when you need to kind of shadow offensively, you know, go back with the ball instead of cutting in to take a challenge. So I would always opt for baiting your opponent in when you can. So if you have the ball, like, you know, you're in control, and bringing your opponent out to you and out into the pitch is the best thing you can do, really, because it's just an opportunity for you to put it past them. So the mistake that Cube makes here is he actually does what his opponent is trying to do, and actually goes in and shows his hand and goes for a 50-50, which is just bad for him here, you know, because he's not going to get a good 50-50. So yeah, better to follow the ball back and bait him in so you can put it past him. Okay, take it down to the ground. I would definitely not be going for a flip reset there, but I feel like we might be giving up a little bit because the scoreline's looking pretty decisive and there's only 10 seconds left, so that's fair enough. And yeah, game is over. So yeah, I hope you managed to take something away from this video, guys. I wish you the best of luck in your games, and I will be uploading more videos like this in the future for every rank, so be sure to look out for those. Take it easy. Peace, peace.